No, fuck, it's not checking the email during the break. Well, what does it matter who came up with this rush, Lakoff, or... No, you're right. It's just... Here's the point about this. Obama is now, they're really getting under his skin about this. We have gotten under his skin. They're putting out memos all over DNC websites on how to fight back on this. They have announced, in fact, I got an email, just to show you. I got an email from a friend with a story attached to it about how the Democrats are now prepared. They're going to go after Romney on this. They're going to go after Romney for going after Obama on Obama's attacks on people that didn't make anything happen on their own. And there was just one little note attached to the story, and it said, "Here they come." Meaning, well, here comes this gauntlet. Here comes the Democrat machine. We have no prayer. We have no hope. We can't stop them. Here they come. Run for your lives. Here they come. The Democrats are going after Romney. Here they come. We enjoyed it while it lasted, but now they're on the case. And I'm thinking, why do we have to feel defensive about that? We're not the ones that said something stupid. We're not the ones on defense. We're not the ones that have to worry. These people stepped in it big time, and they stepped in it big time for two reasons. One, Lakoff gave them what they thought was a safe way to say what they really believe. Both Warren and Obama. My contention is that neither of them, but particularly Obama didn't need Lakoff to come up with this. Obama has believed this all his life. And most liberals believe this. Most liberals run around daily with a resentment for those who have achieved success and have acquired some wealth. Well, no, that's Lakoff didn't give it. The confrontational tone is the root to the true feelings Obama has about these people. Lakoff didn't give him the confrontational tone or the what's the word? The condescending tone about Obama already feels that. That's my real point. They didn't need Lakoff. The reason they rely on Lakoff is because they think it gives them a layer of security. And they trust Lakoff to tell them how to say what they really believe in ways they think won't offend him. I'm sure Obama thought he was hitting a home run the moment that he was saying all that. In fact, let's grab the bite. We keep talking about this. Where is it? Somewhere in the stack. What number is it? Hang on. Sorry, folks. Let me find this. No, I can't find it. I don't know what number it is. I know it's in here somewhere. What number is it? 15? 13. Oh, yeah, that is 13. Here, this is what we're talking about again. Just to, rather than have to sit here and paraphrase Obama, roll it.
If you've been successful, you didn't get there on your own. You didn't get there on your own. I'm always struck by people who think, well, it must be because I was just so smart. There are a lot of smart people out there. It must be because I worked harder than everybody else. Let me tell you something. There are a whole bunch of hard-working people out there. If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help. There was a great teacher somewhere in your life. Somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we had that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. The internet didn't get invented on its own. Government research created the internet, so then all the companies could make money off the internet.
Now, my contention is Obama thought he's hitting a home run when he says this. I think I am nailing it. When he finishes it, I think he thinks he has just nailed it. Crowd was cheering him on. There was no indication that he'd stepped in it. He didn't think for a moment he'd stepped in it. One of the reasons why is Lakoff said it was okay. Lakoff's the linguistics expert. So Lakoff says, say it this way. They trust Lakoff to come up with ways for them to say stuff that will appeal to their base, but that will not offend anybody else. Well, this is the problem when you deviate from being who you are, when you try to cover up who you are, when you try to hide your genuineness. That's when you become phony. But Obama was unable to keep the condescension out of this, or the snarkiness, or even the anger, because he believes it on his own. He didn't need Lakoff. The only reason Lakoff is relevant here is because Lakoff saying it made Obama think it was okay to say it. Now, Bill Jacobson came up with this at Legal Insurrection. And this is basically what Lakoff said. Nobody makes a dollar in this country in business without using the Commonwealth. The idea that there is a self-made man, that there is a self-made millionaire is false. It's absolutely false. And that's the thing that Obama missed. Without this, you don't have those roads, you don't have that internet, you don't have the banking system, blah, 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 blah. If Obama had simply said there's no self-made man, he'd have been okay. But he blew it by not saying that. Now, Lakoff actually framed the issue several years ago. There's no such thing as a self-made man. Every businessman has used the vast American infrastructure, which the taxpayers paid for, to make his money. He didn't make his money alone. He used taxpayer infrastructure. He got rich on what other taxpayers paid for. The banking system, the Federal Reserve, Treasury, Commerce departments, the judicial system, where 9/10 of cases involve corporate law, the taxpayer investments support companies and wealthy investors. There are no self-made men. The wealthy have gotten rich using what previous taxpayers have paid for. They owe the taxpayers of this country a great deal and should be paying it back. So that's what Lakoff says. That's the guidepost. So Obama goes out, puts it in his own words, because he was off prompter. It's in his heart. He believes it anyway. The anger that was in his voice, the snarkiness, is evidence that he believes it and that there's a lot of resentment. So there's no self-made man. And it's always previous taxpayers. Now, here again, wasn't that long ago, folks, wasn't that long ago that successful people were role models. Successful people was what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted to be a millionaire. I don't mean to cheapen this. There was even a television show back growing up called The Millionaire. And it was about some philanthropist who picked somebody every week, gave them $1 million because they deserved it. But the point is that $1 million was the magic number. And it was something people shot for. And it was something okay. It was something people admired. And look what the left is doing to it. They do all of achievement. They are impugning it. They are turning successful people into suspects. And they are trying to rob from people the fact that they worked hard to get where they are. There's a lot of things in this that are bad. But what Obama is doing is promoting the idea that people who've sat around and done nothing are the real success stories. They're the victims. They're the ones who really made it all possible for these so-called self-made people to do what they did. It is sort of a reverse self-esteem movement, and it's offensive to the sensibilities of anybody who understands basic human nature, combined with liberty and freedom and the pursuit of happiness. There's no happiness in the Obama campaign. There's no happiness in the Obama White House. There's no happiness. There's no pursuit of happiness anywhere on the left. You just have a bunch of angry, victimized people who sit around in resentment, various forms of it, various stages of anger, and then they come up with this, and they have their linguistic specialist massage it in such a way that it will sound plausible to people. And of course, the real objective, as I said so brilliantly earlier in the week, what Obama really, let's turn this into policy now, because that's where this really matters. You lay the foundation here for the fact that nobody who is successful deserves to be. Nobody who has achieved anything really did achieve anything. Everything they have is thus illegitimate. maybe even unjust, maybe even immoral. Why, just like the founding of this country was. So Obama's rolling a dice that he's got a majority of people that vote in this country he can convince to believe him on this. Then he wants to, what I describe as socialize profit. Profit's the evil that's attached to the bogeyman of a corporation or a successful individual. Profit. It's like, why should a doctor profit from treating somebody who's sick? Why should there be profit in that? Why should there be profit in selling people food? Why we all have to eat? Why isn't that some sort of communal store where you get it for what it costs? Why should anybody make money? Isn't that immoral? He's setting all of this up so that profit, the pursuit of profit and the securing of profit is evil. And he will thus have a moral claim to it. Socialize profit, claim that it's actually his, in the name of all these Americans who were used and taken advantage of, stolen from, whatever, that didn't get their just rewards from their contributions to Mr. Who's-Its over their success. And this is how Obama will have, in his hope and dream here, is to have popular support for simply taking money from people. Eminent domain of capital. Not just their property, but eminent domain of their capital, eventually. Why mess around with raising taxes to get this money? If it's truly unjust and immoral, if somebody has that money and it essentially came from theft, which is what these guys are saying, they used all this taxpayer money, they used all the roads and bridges, they used all this, they didn't do it on their own, they stole it. Well, what do you do from thieves? You don't raise their taxes, you go take it back if you find it, and you find them. And this is where he's headed with this. And, of course, he's using class envy and class warfare and all that. But it's just the latest in the orientation toward bigger government that is benevolent. It's thinking of the little guy, and it's going to think of the little guy not by raising him up, because the little guy is not going to get any of the money. Even Obama does either raise taxes or somehow confiscate all this money he says immoral, unjust. He's not going to give it away. They'll parcel it out. Maybe more food stamps, maybe more Obama phones, but he's not going to give people money. So if it's undeserved, Obama says, we can take it. You didn't build it, we did. You didn't earn it, they did. You don't deserve it, therefore we're taking it. They wanted Lakoff to come up with something and make all this sound reasonable. Lakoff comes up with it, Obama goes off prompter, steps in it, and now they're making tracks to run an anti-Romney campaign because he has the guts or the audacity to point all this out.